it may come as no surprise to you whatsoever that Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, has been in the news once again. And this time it is for what can only be described as a rather bizarre video which involves a sex worker in the best possible description of the words, and some crack cocaine. We'll play you that in a moment, but first let's have a listen to Karine Jean-Pierre, who is the White House press secretary, fielding a question about Hunter Biden. No, we don't have that. All right, let's talk to Sebastian Gorka, who is here with us from Washington, D.C. Sebastian, a very, very good afternoon to you.
Greetings, great to be back. Oh,
thanks
for having me, Mike.
Not at all. Now, well, I was hoping to play Karine Jean-Pierre squirming on the podium at the White House, which we'll hopefully get in a moment. Doesn't want to answer those questions about Hunter Biden, says they should be directed to Hunter Biden's representative. Surely the president's son making a video which appears to show him with some crack cocaine, weighing it, and then talking to a prostitute about it, is worthy of an answer from the White House.
Well, if we think of the way that for 4 years the mainstream media lambasted and attacked the president, the former president's children, and even there were attacks against his young son, Barron, then you'd think that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But look, Mike, I worked in the White House. I had a top secret clearance back then. I still do now. Every couple of years, I had to fill in forms about my relatives, people I knew. If I had a second cousin twice removed who was filming himself with whores, with large amounts of illicit drugs, who was known to do business in Eastern Europe and in China, I would be stripped of my clearance. This person's father happens to be the president, the person who has the nuclear football always 30 feet away from him. So, of course, they should be asking bloody questions, and of course, they should be forced to be answering, because this is an outrage. Every single month, there's another story. There's another set of photographs. There's another phone call about him, China, Ukraine, Burisma, drugs. It goes on and on and on, but there seems to be no consequences if you're a Democrat.
It seems incredible, doesn't it? I think we now have the clip, so should we try again, guys?
Why is there a voicemail of the president talking to his son about his overseas business dealings if the president has said he's never spoken to his son about his overseas business dealings?
Well, first I'll say that what the president said stands. So if that's what the president said, that is what stands. And secondly,
about a New York Times article concerning Hunter Biden's business dealings, and he says, "I think you're clear." How is that not him talking to his son about his overseas business dealings?
We're not, from this podium, I am not going to talk about alleged materials from the laptop.
So are you disputing the president's voice on the voicemail?
I am not going to talk about alleged materials on the laptop.
Are
it's
you
not
disputing
happening
then that it is not?
Peter, I refer you to his son's representative.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, alleged materials on a laptop, indeed.
That's the definition of gaslighting from, you know, the Ingrid Bergman movie of when you see something with your own eyes and you're being told, no, it's not there, doesn't exist. That is the definition of gaslighting. We heard the audio. The voicemail is of his father, Joe Biden, leaving a message for Hunter saying, I saw the article in the New York Times about your business relations with China. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to blow over. This is the audio that was hacked after what? The president said, nope, never discussed my son's business dealings with him, never, ever. So what are you saying? It didn't happen, or it's a deep fake audio and that's not the president? Those are your only two choices. Either you're a liar, Karine, or the president is a liar. Those are your only two options, and I think we know which one it is.
I think we all know which one it is. And meanwhile, his approval rating sinks ever lower. I saw a story this week to suggest that most Democrats now do not want to see him running again in 2024.
No, he has become the albatross for the White House. When you have the New York Times writing about, he might be a little bit too old, and unnamed sources in the White House saying he shuffles around the building like an old man, and we're just waiting, we're just cringing for the next misstep in the next press conference he gives, I think they've realized that enough is enough, and this 79-year-old man has got to go.
Yeah, absolutely right. Let's talk a little bit about Elon Musk, because they're all turning on him as well now, aren't they? They're all saying that, you know, he's a terribly bad man. He never really wanted to buy Twitter in the first place. That's not really the story, is it?
No, it's not. And if you haven't seen the meme that he posted of himself over the weekend, it's priceless, where he talks about the fact that Twitter said they only have 5% fake accounts. They deny it. They don't want to open the kimono and show him. Now they potentially want to sue him. And the last part of the meme is him laughing uproariously. Why? Because if they try to sue him now, guess what? In America, we have disclosure. So now they will have to show him how many of the millions of accounts on Twitter are fake, are spam, are bots. So either way, he wins. Maybe it's a ploy to get a better price, but this guy is known for being a business genius. So Elon, not Twitter.
I mean, I would say if you're Twitter, take some advice from me. Don't go around suing the richest man in the world, because he's never going to lose that one. It's absolutely incredible. Now, the other thing I wanted to quickly do with you, Seb, is a character called Brian Kareem, who I'd never heard of until yesterday. Apparently, you had a bit of a bust-up with him on the White House lawn a few years ago. Let's have a look at this.
Don't be sad. Don't be sad.
No, I'm just standing alone. This is a group of people that are eager for demonic possession.
Demonic possession. You're a journalist, right? That's right.
Hey, come on over here and talk to me, brother. We can go outside and have a long conversation.
You're threatening me now in the White House. In the Rose Garden. You're threatening me in the Rose Garden.
Get him.
You are a punk. You're not a journalist. You're a punk.
Go home.
Journalist.
Go home. Hey, Gorka, get a job.
Hey, just for the record, he'd kick your punk ass.
I mean, what sort of a bozo is this guy?
That, Brian Kareem, this week is the 3rd anniversary of that event. Thank you to that listener who reminded me yesterday. That individual was, I use the past tense, the CNN and Playboy magazine White House correspondent.
Goodness me.
And he was a little bit irked that people like myself were invited to the White House, former strategist to the president, for a summit of social media influencers. And he was not invited to be part of it. He was behind the velvet rope. And as an accredited White House correspondent, he took umbrage, after which he threatened me and invited me for a fight.
Yeah.
In the Rose Garden, and I called him out. And at the end, full credit to former Green Beret, that's his voice, Jim Hansen, saying that I would kick his ass. By the way, Brian, you're a racist. I'm an immigrant to America. And to say go home means you're a classic liberal mainstream media racist. And by the way, how's that CNN and Playboy job doing for you? I've still got mine. I don't think you do. So, Brian, tough noogies.
Indeed. Wonderful. Happy anniversary to him. I'm sure he's not celebrating it quite as well as you are. Sebastian, we've only got you for a short time today, but thank you very much indeed.